Hello, hello, hello. Oh, Miss Maddie, come say hello then. Mr. Boo, say hello. Woo, 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 woo. Sing the song of your people. Oh, what a good boy. What a good boy. Oh, big boop snoots. Big boop snoots. Oh, snoot the boop. Hyena. Oh. Right. Just move these out of the way. This is for my other thing, which I'm going to get going on, but I think not this month. Watching a hurricane? You've got a hurricane? What? Another one? I hope the lighting's okay for you guys. The winter curtains are up. Aren't they pretty? They're lovely heavy suede. The winter curtains are up. The winter lights are up. The Halloween tree is out. Quoth is up. Sitting on my shoulder. I received my second cube thingy. Well, I've put my studio light up, you see, so it's very bright. It's quite warm and it's very bright, but it is a daylight bulb, so it means I can work in the evenings a bit better. Plus, with the winter curtains up, it's a bit warmer by the window here, and I don't feel like I'm sitting in an empty window, because there was nothing there before, which is nice in the summer. Not so nice in the winter when you feel like there's somebody looking over your shoulder all the time. My cubes, guys, my cubes. Let me show you. There's my one cube. Okay, this is the first one I bought, this one. And then I bought another one, that one there. It's not completely filled yet. That bit is empty. That bit is empty, and that bit is empty, and I've just chucked my cards, my tarot cards in there for now, but I've actually got somewhere else that they're going. It's just that something's in front of them. The steps are in front of them because I put the curtains up. But one of these was broken. This one is actually split all the way down the inside and all the way across the back. The only reason it's held together, I probably should put it in the middle actually, so that it's supported on all sides, but the only thing that's holding it together is a lot of tape. But you can't see the tape, so it doesn't matter. But I said to them, you know, it arrived broke. I asked them to send me a replacement cube, just this, and they sent me a whole new set. And I got back to them and I said, I think you've made a mistake here. You were going to send me a replacement cube for the one that was broken, but you've sent me the whole set. And she said, oh no, it's not a mistake. If we give you, we only sell them as whole sets. So if we give you one out of the set, we end up chucking the other set away, the rest of the set away. So we figured we might as well send them to you. Just make use of them. Like, so effectively, I've bought two, got one free. So I've got another one. So now I've just spent the downtime classception. That's what I see when I'm looking at you. Hello. Yeah, I've just ignore that. I've just put that there. I've put all my acrylics down here because this table is bigger than normal, so I've got extra space, and I've swapped the little desk and the tall desk around, as you can see, because that's a better height for my monitor. So I've got all my acrylics in here. I've got a little one here that's 2 drawers. These are easy to reach, you see, because they're drawers. They just pull out, so I can pull out what I want rather than having to reach anything. So I've got all my clips and binders and paper clips in there, and then I've got all my post-it notes and stuff in there, all the stuff that I reach for all the time but can never find. And I've got my pot of inks here, because it fits in that pot, and I like that pot anyway. And then I've got another 2 cubes still to use that I haven't used yet. So I think all my alcohol markers are going to go in there, and I will probably put them, I might move that picture and put it behind me, or move it up one and put that one somewhere else, and put 2 more cubes on top of here, so that I can have my alcohol markers where I can reach them. Is that bloody awesome or what? Oh, I am loving it. I am loving it. These sets themselves are 25 quid each on Amazon, but considering, which was quite expensive, but Tracy's given me 25 quid for the 2 trolleys. She's already had one off me and given me 20 quid, and then she's going to have the other one. Hurricane in the Gulf. So yeah, pretty happy, pretty happy. You'll have to excuse the flies. I had the window open earlier, and we're having a heat wave. Yeah, we're having a heat wave. Don't even ask. Tomorrow it's going to be 21 degrees. I know. Let's not go there. Right now, I couldn't believe when I went outside and it was hot. It's 18 degrees outside right now, and it's 7 o'clock at night in the middle of October. Must be the hurricane pushing weird weather this way or something, maybe. Whenever you get hurricanes over there that make the news, we get weird weather. Apparently it's coming up from the Sahara or something, so there's a lot of red dust about. My car was absolutely covered in red dust earlier. So yeah, it's warm now. It's 18 degrees now, which means I've got the window open, so the flies and the midges are getting in. But I have grocery delivery coming later, and I have ordered fly spray. Mwah! Get the little buggers. And look what I found in my corner shop. Look, it says Deadly Nightshade. I've got a whole set of these now. I've got zombie brains, I've got vampire blood, I've got poison, toxic poison, I've got spider venom, I've got witch's brew, I've got a couple of others. I've got about 12 of them now. Every year they bring out 2 new ones. And this year I got the Deadly Nightshade and Deadly Nightshade and Deadly Nightshade and what was the other one I got? I can't remember what the other one I got is, but they're all very cool. Yeah, he's cool, isn't he? He's a bright, he's a hot pink unicorn with black. He's a hot pink unicorn with black wings. Now that's a proper unicorn. 32 was our highest temperature this year. We don't normally get that high. $60 is what it's going to be here tomorrow. It's supposed to be about 15. It's going to be 21. It's ridiculous. Anyway, this here thing, I thought I would just do a bit of it because, well, I've got plenty of other things to do tonight, but I'm procrastinating. And what better way to procrastinate than by doing something useful? So, because it's this or clean. So this one. I thought I would start darkening this up. I want to darken it up. I want to... Oh look, dog hair. I want to darken it up. I want to get some paint on here. I want to decide what my perspective is going to be, and you know, things like that. Yeah, I thought so. Murph's coming on Thursday. You know, Murphneck. Murph, is that short for Murphy? She's in the class. Quite a few of you know her. She's in the UK and she's coming on Thursday and Friday for a visit. So I need to get some stuff done before she gets here, because I don't want to be working while she's here. But I also have cleaning and organising to do. And I don't want to do it, so I'm procrastinating. So I've been looking at this and I'm thinking, obviously it's going to be darker than this, because of course it's going to be darker than this. I was thinking I might do a wash of grey ink in the background to darken it up before I even start, because this is way too pale. And if I start using my favourite colours on this, it's going to be ridiculous. It's going to get ridiculous, because it's just going to be too stark. It's going to be like working on a white page. And of course this is going to end up dark, because it's me we're talking about. I think what I want to do is some kind of, well, I want to keep this book. I love this book. And I think I want to keep one of these two. It would be nice if that book was there, actually. I should have put these on separately and thought about where I was going to put them, but I didn't. So we'll work with it. I think I might draw that one there, or block it in at least. And then in the middle here, do two different sized ones. And then on this side, I thought maybe do a couple of potion bottles or something like that. Maybe with some swirly things coming out. I can also do this, you can't quite see the bottom, but I've got a space at the bottom. The books don't go all the way down. So I could do a board here that could be the shelf, and I could maybe put something in front of it, like an incense stick or something like that. I don't know. But I'm thinking maybe a skull with a candle and a couple of... Maybe I could put a couple of bottles in the background, and then I could do like a little incense burner here with a stick coming, and then the smoke can waft about like that, maybe. I'm not going to keep the perspective of the books, because at the moment the books are kind of this shape. But if I do that, I'm going to have to draw everything else in a crazy perspective, and nobody's got time for that. So I'm going to stick with just drawing it where I want it to be, and do it like that. I found a really good potion bottle earlier that I thought would be cool, that might work. This is my odds and sods box at the moment, where I've got to organise some stuff, but this is just my box of bits that I found all over my desk, so I threw them all in here. But I've got a couple of potion bottle pictures somewhere, and I know they're here because I saw them and I thought I'll put them there. So they're either in here or they're in the one underneath. And I thought that would be kind of cool. I also thought, this is kind of sweet. I was wondering if I could maybe use that, maybe up here somewhere, maybe make a picture frame out of it and draw something within the picture frame, maybe. That might be cool. Or I could even, I've got a black and white picture of Miss Maddie. Could even put a black and white picture of Miss Maddie in the picture, which would be really kind of cute. What else have I got? Why are these all bunched together like this? Are they bunched together for a reason or not? I think these are bunched together because I didn't know what else to do with them, so that's okay. There's a cool piece of black and white, gold and white even, that can go in my Halloween journal. Oh, I could put some herbs and things, couldn't I? Herbs and things. Could put some herbs and things. Could really clutter the whole bookshelf and do it like the black and white bookshelf that I did, that I'm giving you next week. I haven't forgotten about that one, I'm just busy. I've just been busy, that's all. Okay, it's not in. Quiet! Oi! Scooby! Sorry, it's football night again. Scooby, leave it! Leave it! Scooby! Enough! Enough! There it is. It's a Tom Ford, but I like the shape of that bottle. I could put that somewhere there, maybe. I've also got that one, which is kind of cool. Looks like pinned butterflies. Might stand out better than that one because it's not got any writing on. Again, I could still put Maddie on there. What else have I got? Oh, I've got a big. Oh, I've got a big crystal. A massive crystal point there, and another one there. Ooh, big crystals, because crystals are tricky to draw. Tricky. Tricky. We've even got some of these that are sticky that I could maybe put a couple of tarot cards about. Why not? Hey. Because let's face it, clean, minimal, organised bookshelves are not me. You've seen my desk, and that's organised. Could draw a letter. Oh, I'm getting lots of ideas now. I like it. So, let's see what we can think here. Do I want to draw a skull? I do kind of want to draw a skull though. What if I put my crystal point there or there? Let's get a pencil. See, now all I've got to do is figure out where I've put everything. But most of it's in my pencil case. Oh. Ooh, what was that noise? I didn't do that, sorry. Right. So if this is going to be our book here, that's one of our books there. I don't really need to outline that one, but I'm gonna. So let's make that one there. Make that one a bit taller. Maybe I could just swap these two over, so it's a bit less linear. That crystal was made for that spot, look. Sorry, I'm just looking at the camera and trying to work out which way I need to move my camera so that you can see me better. I don't know how it's moved from earlier because I haven't moved that camera. But yet again, it has gone AWOL. There we go. That's better. Okay. So if I draw that bottle, where did it go? There it is. If I drew that bottle in here, let's say maybe oh no, it's going to be no, draw the bottle first. So there's the bottle. So it pushed back in the shelf a little bit. There's the bottle. There's the neck. That's the stopper. Sorry, you can't really see what I'm doing at the moment because it's in pencil, but I'm going to draw it in pen in a minute and then you'll see what I'm doing. Because if you use ballpoint pen and then you cover it over with acrylic, ballpoint pen will always be able, you'll always be able to see ballpoint pen through it. So I sketch out what I want in pencil and then afterwards I decide. There we go. Afterwards, I decide what I'm going to actually draw where. So, if we put that there, let's imagine, let's say we're going to put the bookshelf here, because we probably are. We put that one there, that little purple crystal that side, and then we can put something else at the back there. I like that. I'm going to have to fussy cut this one. I don't normally fussy cut anything, but needs must. As it happens, the way she's holding the crystal, I can actually cut the whole crystal out because she's got it laying flat on her hand. And her fingers are straight, so we can get the whole crystal. I'm not going to fussy cut the top of it, I'll just paint around it. I think that looks rather cool there. Yes? It's making it darker already. Should I make that book a bit taller? So there's nothing to, so I don't have to fill a gap here. I think I might do that. Let's make this one a bit taller, so I don't have to fill that gap. Leave that one that size. And then make this one a bit taller. Or even, actually I could split this one in two, that would work. Let's split this one in two and have that one there. And that one there. That works. Yes, indeedy. And what I'll do, I think, is I'll cut this flat so that it looks like it's sitting inside the book a little bit. So the book comes up over the top of the crystal. It bothers me that there's gaps in between these books. Who puts gaps in between their books? Nobody. Because if you put gaps in between the books, they will fall over. Anyway. So that's going to go there. Thinking of the flow, that's pointing up there, coming down. We need something here. My skull might still make an appearance. My skull with a candle in the top of his head, because that would fill that corner nicely. I feel like I need something here. Maybe I could put a tall bottle, like a wine bottle type thing, almost. An oil bottle. Ooh, that's where I can put my herbs. There we go. There's that answer. So that can be an oil bottle, and in here you can even put that across there, so that in here you'll be able to see the bottom of the bottle, and in here there'll be like herbs. And oil. And bubbles and things, obviously. Crystal on top of the book. Yeah, I love this crystal just here. I love how it's centered. I've got some, I wonder if I can cheat on not having to draw this skull thing. I've got some Day of the Dead origami paper. I wonder if it's got a big skull in it. No, it's big-ish. Not quite big enough. But I suppose at a pinch I could use it. Yeah, I want it about that big. Maybe that big. Oh, well, he could be useful. He could be useful. It's only to get the general shape. I don't want to copy him. I just want to get an idea of. That would be a better one. Are those bit bigger? That might work better. Is that the same? I prefer the one with the roses on, but I don't like the fact that he's got a moustache. I don't know, I might have to mix and match. We've got coloured ones. I think I'll stick with the black and white though, because the black and white is just a sketch then, and I can do whatever I want to it. I can paint over it. It's just a shape, which is what I would prefer. That one looks manly because of the moustache type things, which is a bit annoying actually, but or I could go for, no, I think I like him. except for those moustache things. I'll have to paint those out. Maybe I could, ooh, maybe I could cut a bit of that out to match that. Because that kind of looks like a goatee. What if I use the top of that and the bottom of that? I wonder if they match up. Let's have a look, shall we? Oh. This is the most fun I've had painting in a while. I don't think it's quite going to be big enough. Not quite big enough. I'm going to have to paint around it to make it a bit bigger. But we shall see. I reckon these are about the same size. Let's hold it up to the light and see. Ooh, almost. This one is a little bit bigger. So that's okay. This one's a little bit bigger. So if I fussy cut this one, oh, I don't need to fussy cut it. I can just cut generally around him because I'm going to use his shape. And then, so he's going to go generally there, but he's going to be more bigger. I'm going to make him bigger. And then this one, if I cut it across there, ta-da! Shall I make him bigger or shall I put him on like a pedestal type thing? Maybe he could be that big if I put him on a box. Maybe if I put him on top of a box of some sort with a little candle. Little-ish candle. And put a box here. That could work. That could definitely work. Let's do it. Let's do it. Dog hairs. My box. I don't want to make them all three the same height. So if I make my head about there. I can fit a candle in there. It only needs to be a little stubby candle. And then I can fit a box under here. Oops. Oh well, doesn't matter. It's only his mouth. Stick it back on, there we go. So we can draw like a box thing here. Not sure what kind of box we're going to do, but we could do a box thing. Ooh. Oh, bloody hell. Dropsy again. Let's go all the way under there now. It's a bit dusty because it needs dusting back there, but how about something like that? Is that going to be too much detail on that corner and not enough over here? I suppose I can put potion labels on my bottles. I can make that bottle a bit bigger and put a potion label on it. Or I could do that way and make it a bit plainer. That might be better. Maybe you could put sigils down here on the box. Yeah, I think that way. Still box that way. And then I can put some, I can slot these in behind here. Or even not entirely behind there, maybe I could put them there. Ace of Swords and an Ace of Pentacles. As if they're leaning up against the books. And then here I can put, I'm going to find another pencil now because the other one's under the floor. I can't get to it. Here we could put one of those incense stick thingies. You know what I mean, don't you? And then we've got an excuse to have lots of smoky things, because you know me and my smoke. So if we put a candle here with wax dripping down on his face like that. Let's have it angled a little bit. That'll be flame. And then we've still got this space here where I can put Maddie if I want to. And again, I can put it like that. I can either have it going off the top of the picture like that, or if I want it all in the picture, I could put it behind those books and just cut a piece out and do the book over the top so it looks like it's behind. I think I like the idea of it going up off the top actually. I always like things that go off the edge. And if I move it across a bit, I can layer it with that so it's not lined up with the books. Get the light from the candle. This can be nice and dark down here. Let's make that bottle a bit bigger. Let's make that bottle there. Yes, let's do it. Okay, so I want to get some nice even lines to begin with. So I'm going to use a ruler, which I don't normally do, but I'm gonna because I want my books to at least be fairly even. They don't have to be exact, obviously, but I want them to be quite even. There's one book. Oh, I need to draw the shelf in as well. You know what? It could even be quite fun to have maybe a strip of cardboard along here or something, so that it actually is 3D, so it looks like a shelf. Or maybe even a piece of wood, if I can find a piece of wood that would fit. That might be quite fun, but I've got cardboard coming out of my ears at the moment, so cardboard would be easier. That might be quite fun. I like that idea. Okay, so let's do another book here. Make this book taller. So let's make this bottle about that tall. I've got a circle thingy somewhere. Where's my circle thingy? There's my circle thingy. Circle thingy. Earthy feel. I don't think it's earthy at all. But hey, you know, we each see our own thing, don't we? Let's do the big one. Put that in the middle. Neck to be kind of chunky. Let's make the stopper smaller and then make the neck chunkier. Like that. Yes. We're going to end up with a label on this thing anyway, so I might as well draw one in. Save ourselves some time later. I've actually got some potion bottle labels. I might be able to use one of them. That's slightly off. That's going to bug me. Cork. bottle stopper. Bottle. Okay, so that is going to be about there. Let's make it go off the edge of the page. I like when things go off the edge of the page. That's going to go there. Yeah, let's put it up to the book, but not covering that. That I like. And these can go behind. One can go behind. One can go behind there, like that. That one's going to go up there against the book. So that book, remember I'm getting rid of the perspective on the books. I don't need the perspective on the books. I'm going to draw in the corners though, so I can get a nice edge on the books. Do a bit of detailing on it, like that. So that's going to come off. So that looks like it's sitting inside the book a bit. And then Miss Maddie can go up there in her little frame. You see leaves on the ground when you glance at it. I see nothing. You won't be seeing any leaves in a minute, trust me. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's get this here stuff stuck. Go. So that's going to go like that across there. Yeah, I do like those butterflies, but I think I'd rather draw it as a frame. So let's do it that way. Don't need to worry about the top because that's going to get cut off anyway. Let's put put it about there. It's just missing that crystal, which is not quite where I want it to be. It's too lined up. Let's do it about there. Is that too square up? Maybe it needs to be more over here, with the light from the candle coming onto the picture. Don't know. I'm not sure. I don't want to line it up with those two books, you see. That's the thing. I know. We'll make the book wider. Can't line up. That's better. Let's put her about there. That's going to be dark, that's going to be dark, that's going to be darker with smoke. Yes, it'll work. So about, is that straight? About there. Sorry about the camera jiggling about. I don't know why it's suddenly decided to jiggle today. It's normally pretty solid. Have I tightened it up properly? So if that's going to be about there, let's say we nudge that in behind that there. So we could put that just overlapping that label. These are sticky, but I don't know how well the sticky is going to work if it gets wet. So I'm going to stick it down with some glue anyway, just to be sure. Okay, let's put that one about there. One. About there. Like so. And this one. Going to go about there, like that. something crawling on my face. What on earth was that? Don't know, but it's gone now. My light is attracting all the fruit flies from outside. Okay. So, now let's draw in this thing. Sitting on the shelf here, which means I don't need to draw the book bottoms, which is always useful. The bit that's falling off the end. Okay. Let's make this box. If I make this box that tall, be wide enough to go off the page. Fabulous. So if it's going to be that wide, halfway point is going to be about there. That's going to be about the centre. So that's where that's going to be. That means the lock mechanism is going to be about there-ish. Okie dokie. Make that line thicker because there's a gap in the box. Alright. Candle. Candle is going to be flowing down, flowing down, flowing down. Like that. That cork is completely off centre. How the hell did I manage to do that? It's not the cork that's off centre, it's the bottle. Interesting. That's better. Okay. Yeah, don't do that. Use a craft knife. You're going to use real wax for the candle. I can do. I found my beeswax. That's a good idea. I like that idea. I like that idea a lot. I'd quite like to put real bits, so it's kind of a 3D type thing. So I could use like texture paste for the frame so that it's a solid frame and stuff like that. And I've got food colouring, so I can mix the colour with my wax to make the wax on the candle. I like it. Yes. Yes. Well, that'll be one of the last things to do because it'll be the last thing that goes on before the varnish. So got a bit of a way to go before we get there. Okay. I'm thinking clear and dark green. I kind of like that orange. I'm thinking black for one of these. I like the pale blue and the white or creamy grey colour. Dark brown. So let's do the bits that we know what colour it's going to be first. Let's do the dark brown bit. Of course, now I've moved everything, I don't know where anything is. Is that my dark brown? Yep, chocolate pudding, there we go. So the first thing I'm going to do is block in. Oh, I haven't got my cloth. Where's my cloth? There's my cloth. Yeah, so the first thing I'm going to do is block in colours that I know what they're going to be and where. And I'm going with a dark colour scheme because if you go dark you can add light over the top and you can add metallics and things like that, and I like dark anyway, so. And I'd quite like that quartz crystal to really stand out because at the moment you can't see it. So got a wood grain box, which we're already drawing outside the lines of because we've got the shakes. Excellent. Not that it matters, but because the background will be fairly dark anyway. going to worry about this bit at the bottom because I like the idea of putting something like cardboard or something across the bottom of there, or even just texture paste just to make it stand out so it looks like a shelf. The thing you have to remember when you're painting with acrylic, even when you're doing, you know, cheapy craft acrylics on something like this, if you've put matte medium down, as long as the paint is still wet, you can wipe it off. And you can always paint light over. So it doesn't matter if you look at it and go, ooh, I think that's too dark. Are you back off to work, Ashley? Okay, see you later. You can always change it and make it lighter. You can always paint over it because it's acrylic. So it doesn't matter if you go too dark with your choices initially. It's not like watercolour where you have to preserve the light intensity of the paper. But I do recommend starting with non-opaque colours first. Except for like what you know is going to be really solid objects. This is actually a non-opaque colour, it's semi-opaque. This is going to be this is a solid wood object, so of course this is going to be not see-through. But at the moment I like the fact that I can see the writing through it. You might not be able to, but I can. If I hold it to the light, maybe you can see. You can still see the paper through it. And because I've used a ballpoint pen, even though I'm painting over this, and it might look like I'm completely painting over what's there, actually I can still see my ballpoint pen through the paint very easily. And over time, the oil in the paint will leach up through the acrylic as it dries. So it'll be much more obvious when it dries where the paint actually is, or where the pen actually is. This is why you can't put oil under acrylic. You always put acrylic over oil, not under it, because if you try and do it the other way round, the oil always seeps up through the bottom. I'm going to continue this brown over here just to block in the... Where's my ruler gone? Have I dropped it on the floor? Nope, it's there. Just going to block in yeah. I'm just marking in the edges of the paper so it's a bit easier to see, because I've got a lot of light shining on it, it's hard to see. So let's put that in. I might put texture paste on this. Oh bloody hell, I've just dropped something else on the floor now. Oh, it's stuff falling out of my pencil case. There we go. I might still put texture paste on this to make it stand out, or even put, you know, I've got things like paper clay and stuff like that. Ooh! I wonder if I could paper clay that skull to make it like 3D-ish. Wouldn't that be cool? A paper clay skull with candle wax stripped all over it. Dude! Mix to the media. Yeah. Mix the media. Okay, your stupid idea was this, to draw in straight lines. Ooh, I like that idea. Anybody used paper clay before? It's air dry paper clay. How would I get air dry paper clay to stick to this? I'm thinking like do the air dry paper clay and then use ceramic glue or that E6000 stuff, or even resin. Resin might be better. I've got some resin that I could do using up actually, because it's starting to go discoloured. Didn't Leilani Joy once do a picture that had like a half a teacup on it? I wonder what she used. Because paper clay is basically just paper ceramic. It acts like ceramic. Could hang like an old necklace or something on one of the books, couldn't I? Guys! So excited! This is going to be epic. Never mind all this mixed media where it's like, ooh, we'll use some Prismacolor pencils and some paint. No, this is going to be like super mixed media. This is mixed media on steroids, guys. Hey, Nit. No, I've never used it either. But I wanna. Wouldn't that be cool, though, if that skull was like 3D? Just very thin. I don't want him to be like super 3D. I wonder if I can find like a... Oh, dudes. Guys. Oh, I'm getting terrible deja vu all of a sudden. Where's that coming from? I hate that. Left and right brain aren't firing together. Come on, neurons. Get it together. What if I can find a skull cookie cutter to cut out my skull from paper clay and stick him on, and then I can do like I could do a paper clay candle, just a very thin paper clay candle, and then drip wax over it. Is this cool or what? Could even have like chains hanging off it or something. That'd be really cool. What's the matter, Boo? Getting ahead of myself. Getting ahead of myself. I know, Boo Boo. I can hear you. What's the matter? Let's use that nice dark blue there. I like that dark blue. Oven baked clay. Oh, that's too much. Why would I oven bake clay when I can air dry it? You know, it would work too if you've got oven baked clay or Fimo or anything like that. Anything like that will work as long as you can stick it to the surface. Well, the surface is acrylic based, or I can put acrylic over this. I haven't got acrylic on him at the moment. I must do that. If you put matte medium over that, you can stick pretty much anything to it as long as you use the right glue. So I'll have to look into... My friend makes cosplay, like steampunk weapons and all sorts of things. I bet she'll know. Rubber cement or something is probably what she'd use. Or that sucrose stuff that hardens. A very thin piece of that might work. I'm sure there's lots of ways to do it. Where's my brush gone? I put it away. Why did I put my brush away? Boo, settle down, babe. It's only football. It's okay, it's only football. No, but it's only football, it's okay. They'll stop in a minute. The floodlights shine into the room and he doesn't like it. He's like me, he likes the dark. Go stick your snoot under the duvet, boo. And then you won't be able to see. No. Come on, that's enough now. Settle down. Settle down. You don't need to sing me the song of your people. Come on, settle down. Good boy. Come and sit with Miss Maddie under the table. I'm painting these all right up to the edge because I can darken the edges of the book and make them look rounded rather than leaving gaps. I think that will look better. Boo! Settle down. Good boy. He does fret so, bless him. Could use a bit of texture paste for that joss stick so it sticks out a bit as well. That'd be cool. Scoob, settle down, sweetie. What's the matter? Why are you fretting? Now he's having a fight with the duvet cover. What's the matter? What's up? Come here. Maddie's here, look. Maddie's under the desk, look. She's hiding. It's okay. Silly boy. What are you all fretful for? Chill your melon, you doofus. Okay. Let's do... I don't know what colour I want to do that one yet. I'm going to stick with that orange. I like that orange. I don't know why, but I do. Maybe go a little bit more red with it. Yep, that'll do. I'm doing brown and blue again. I've got this colour scheme stuck in my head. What is up with me in this colour scheme? It won't all be brown and blue. I've already got plans for making it darker, don't worry. Maddie, settle down, sweetie. What's up with you as well now? Can't see very well what I'm doing because of the shine from the light. And my shoulder is killing me because I forgot to put it on a slant. But I'm nearly done with stretching up there, so not much point with moving it now. quite know if I want to cut in around those cards yet or not. Let's not for now. We can always add more. We can't take it off. Well, it looks like we're cutting in around them now anyway, because I just did that by accident. Okay, that's fine. It's fine, we'll go with it, we'll go with it. You can always paint it back in. You can't take it off, but you can paint over it with white. So far so good. Whoops. Okay, I want a dark green. I don't think this green is going to be dark enough, but I've got another dark green I can put over the top, so it'll do for now. Is anyone playing along, by the way? Is anyone else making a large art piece? Or are you just watching me? I think I'm going to cover over that. I'm going to paint the whole bottle in, because the label, I'd quite like to make it stand out, so I might stick a piece of paper over it, which I probably should have done before I stuck the cards down, but never mind, we'll work with it. Be easier to paint round this. I'm making a month-long project with my October daily. Oh right, yes, you said you were going to work on that and watch and do some bits while you were watching. That's a good idea. That's a good alternative, because if you're not particularly into making an art piece, at least you'll have something when you've finished, and in between time you get to just watch what's happening and enjoy the process. Roughly painting around these bits on the quartz. Can deal with that properly later, because obviously that quartz I'm going to paint it in. It's not going to look like that when I'm finished. There's something not right about the top of this bottle, and I can't quite work out what it is. Huh, that's what's wrong with it. The stopper didn't fit the bottle. It's twice I've done that. Somehow my stoppers either never line up with my bottles or they never fit my bottles. I don't know how I manage it. Finishing an Inktober catch-up. Oh, I'm so behind with Inktober. I'm behind with Halloween Chronicles as well. I need to get some journaling done tonight. But I've got Murph coming on Thursday, so I'm trying to get everything, the studio sorted, because it's a bit of a mess. I've got a big thing of boxes over there that I need to break down. Ugh. Probably get some of that done tomorrow, actually. Okay, I like the silver. I like that silver. I want to add some red, but I don't want too much red. I'm thinking that candle would look good in red. So if I do the candle in red, and the skull will be white, that means I can put something dark here. So let's put a black in there. No, let's put dark blue in there, because I love my dark blue. Okay, see you later, Ina. Magical workings of spices. Yeah, it's a good one, that one, isn't it? I was quite proud of that one. Ooh, pumpkin spice. I know. I only thought of it because I was looking at pumpkin spice. I was thinking about buying some pumpkin spice flavouring for my coffee, because I like pumpkin spice flavouring. And then I thought, hang on a minute, I own like every herb in existence. I'm sure I can make pumpkin spice if I try hard enough. And then I already had the ginger and the cinnamon and nutmeg, obviously. I've got some cloves, but I don't want to use ordinary cloves because you can't ingest them. So I've picked up some ground cloves, which I've never used before. But that will make a lot easier to make clove oil. So that's okay, I can use it for other things anyway. So yeah, ginger, cinnamon, nutmeg, bit of clove oil. And that's pretty much all it is. Pumpkin spice. So I thought I would just make my own, and then I thought, hey, these all have magical properties. That's a prompt. And it's interesting when you start getting into, oh, I love that dark blue, that looks really good. It's interesting when you start getting really into it, because you realise when you look at the magical properties and the medicinal properties of the herbs, you start to realise why they're being used at this time of year. Why is there so much ginger in everything at this time of year? Well, duh, because it helps keep away colds and flu and kill germs. And it's good for a sore throat, and it's good for indigestion with all these starchy home-cooked foods and stews and things that you're eating all of a sudden after all the salads. I like when the magical and the mundane mix together, and you start to realise that actually it's just common knowledge that's not so common anymore. A little bit of know-how. You can do all sorts of things. I like that. It's interesting researching but overwhelming with all the info. Yeah, you've got to, well, this is one of the reasons I did the herb research thing previously, because there was a good chance that everybody would have at least 2 or 3 of the herbs in their cabinet already. So you've already got that information somewhere. You don't need to rehash the information. So you can just put the key things of the ones that you already know or the ones you already have, and then add the others afterwards. Or research the ones that you don't have. So you don't have to keep doing everything all over again. It makes things a lot easier. There's a tendency to want to just research herbs. And yeah, that's a big job. Let me tell you, that is a big job. But if you can break it down into, you know, the seasonal ones, what's relevant, then that really helps, I think. So let's make this one grey. Nice big chunky book. Time is it? 25 to. Yeah, we're on target for another 2-hour session. How do I make my sessions 2 hours? How do I manage to do this all the time? I used to do it at college as well. My sessions always managed to last 2 hours. A mystery. I may not paint that smoky quartz. I'm not convinced I can keep that clarity of it. So I may just use some pencil over it to kind of give it a bit more depth. But I think the purple one I can redo. That should be fairly easy, I think. It's just lights and darks because it's not so translucent. That clear quartz, you can see through it. I like how it looks like that bit of paper goes down behind the clear quartz and you can see the paper through the clear quartz almost. That was a happy accident that I am going to make the most of. My paint's gone really thick. I don't know what's happened there. Must have not shaken it up properly. I'm going to leave that gap there. I'll make it darker somehow. I don't think I want to paint in this one just yet, this clear bottle. I don't think I want to paint that one in just yet. do want to go around the background and make it a little bit darker. I don't need to paint that in if I'm going to do it in paper clay. I need to paint this bit in. Let's just put a yellow ochre for that. For now, make it stand out a bit. Can you hear Miss Maddie snoring under the desk? That's because the radiator's come on and her bed is right next to the radiator. You comfy down there, baby? You're comfy. She sat on my foot. She's got her bum rested on the radiator with one foot over mine. And then she's got her head on my other foot. Just in case I try to make a run for it or anything. She'll know. I'm going to do that with texture paste. Ooh! I just had another awesome idea. Guys! The box is going to have like a lock on it. What if I get like a little... a little one of these. I could even take this off because these are broken anyway. I don't use them. What if I used one of these? I could literally screw it into the wood. In fact, I've got one on the back that's actually not broken. That one's not broken, so I could use that one. Is that an awesome idea or what? Mixed media, guys. Mixed media. Oh yeah. I'm going to do that, I think. That's an awesome idea. If I take this off and screw it onto there, that'll look awesome. Because I was just thinking, oh, I'll paint this in gold. And I was like, hang on a minute. Hardware. You haven't done any research yet. Yeah, well, it takes time. You have to find the right time to sit down and do it, don't you? But that's why there's all different prompts. You can do all sorts of things. You could just do your fancy lettering and research it later or whatever. Doesn't really matter. I like that idea. Now I'm thinking, I'm getting really adventurous here, but if I use resin to stick my paper clay skull onto there, oh, I need to put matte medium on it while I remember, because I'll just do that. I'll just put matte medium on the bits that don't have any matte medium on right now. If I do that, well, my matte medium gone. Ooh, I'm liking being able to reach everything. I love this. There's my matte medium. If I use resin to put paper clay, to stick that paper clay on, I don't know if you're familiar with resin, but when you mix resin, you can't store it. You have to use it, basically. Once you've mixed it up, you have to use it. And the files that I've got are not resealable, so basically it's a one-shot thing. And I was going to use it when I had several things that I wanted to do all together. But I was just thinking, if I'm going to use it to stick that down, I could also put a glaze of it over this, or gloss medium on that. But I could also do the glass bottle here. And if I'm going to put resin on there, which will make it 3D, I could put actual herbs in the resin. Dudes. You know how I like to throw things at the paper and see what sticks? Well, this is that on steroids. I might have to write some of these ideas down because I might forget them. Just put some along the edge of that, because that runs right up to the edge. I'm just going to run it over the edge as well, so that it makes a smooth edge, because I don't want that to have a, I don't want to be able to go picking it up and get a paper cut. That would be ridiculous. So I can paint in Maddie now. What else did I need to stick? What else have I stuck down? This bit. Okay, bind it. I'm stopping in a minute anyway, so you're not going to be missing much. I'm just putting matte medium on the rest of this and coming up with crazy ideas for what I could do with the rest of it, because it's what I do. And it's giving me ideas of what I can do with my wolf as well, which I think is probably going to be next month now. I don't think I should take that on as well. You know, I've even got a bit of cork paper that I could use for that cork stopper there. I'm going to have to find out about resin and whether I would need to put something around the edge of that to stop it pouring off, because it's self-leveling. That much I know. But if I can't use resin, I can always use gloss medium. I've got plenty of gloss medium. I've got a heavy gel gloss actually that's really good for that. This one, heavy gel gloss, that would work just as well. So I think I'm getting where I want to be. I'm getting excited about this. I haven't been this excited about a project in a while, actually. I'm loving working on the wood too. The wood feels really nice to work on, even though you can't actually see any of the wood anymore. I like the wood. I'm going to am I just going to quickly splash some of that grey? I think I am. I want to see it with the dark. I'm still not getting the contrast, so yeah, heavy gel gloss would work for the herbs, definitely. Especially if they were dried herbs anyway, rather than 3D herbs. So I don't have to use resin. Ink pot. Oh, what did I do with my little ink pot? Where are you, little ink pot? Where did I put you? I kept you somewhere safe because I knew I was going to use you. Where did I put you? Nope, no idea. I'll use my palette. I don't know where I put it. I kept it safe because I knew I was going to need it. But because I've moved so many things today, I haven't quite got used to where everything is yet. So, oh, is it in the window? No. I moved so much that I'm not quite familiar with where everything is yet, even though it's similar layout. So I've got to reacquaint. Let's throw this in here. Actually, anything would work for the herbs. I could probably use just a bit of PVA glue just to stick the herbs on and then put heavy gel gloss over the top, rather than messing around with, you know, because I can imagine getting, that would be like painting your nails with glitter varnish, wouldn't it? All the glitter would just keep trailing with the brush. I can imagine it doing the same thing. So I'm using my favourite ink, my Liquitex Muted Grey, just to get the dark shadow around the back of the shelf. So you'll still be able to see all the detail in papers and everything, but it'll push everything else forward. If you put dark in the background, it automatically pushes everything else forward. And then I can add shadows with pencil and more ink if I want to. You know, darken up the areas where it's going to be really dark, like I'm down in there and down in between these books. But it gives me a nice contrast. I'd put the gel down and sprinkle the herbs on top, and then once dry, seal it with another layer of gel. I never would have thought of doing it that way around. Why? Because I don't have that kind of patience. But yes, that's what I should do. Put the gel down, sprinkle the herbs on, let it dry, then seal it. Yes, I should do that. Remind me when I get there that that's what I should do, because you know me, I'll be all like, I don't care, I'm just going to throw things on. But if I did, like, at the end of a session, if I put that down and then put the herbs on then it wouldn't bother me that I had to wait for it to dry, because it would be the end of a session. So maybe I'll do that at the end of next session. I could do it now, but I'm starting to lose concentration because I'm hungry. See, all in down here, this is going to be quite dark. There's no way this shadow is enough. Even over the orange, it's not quite enough. But I can put that in with, I can put a little bit more on. I can do pencil over the top. All sorts of things to make that a nice dark area. God, I love this ink. It's like my favourite ink ever. Okay. Oh, for those of you who are interested in trying the Zoom thing, Saturday I've put it up for at 7 to do a little, well, it'd just be a test basically, so we'll get together and have a chat. So it'll be anybody who wants to come along. It won't be necessarily a class thing, it'll just be, you know, whoever's free and wants to try it out. So it's on the calendar. Anybody who wants to come along. Could do with a couple of the techie girls. Brenda's good with techie stuff. And Carolyn. Could do with you guys being there so we can try it out properly and make sure it works. There's an app and everything, so you can use it on absolutely anything. It even has a Windows Phone app. When was the last time you could say you said that? Yes, thanks Cody. Remind me if you see me next time. I'm sure you'll be here, you usually are. Somebody will remind me anyway. Now I've said it, somebody will remind me, so that's fine. But that is something I need to do at the end of a session, like with this. This will need a little bit of time to dry, this ink. It takes 24 hours to cure. Plus I've put matte medium on here in places, so that'll take time to cure as well. So I basically, once I've finished this, I can't do anything else to it for at least 24 hours. Have I missed anywhere? I think I could do with, because this is a glass bottle, you'll be able to see through it. So I think I'm just going to put some down here at the bottom and then blend it out with a bit of water, just so that it's darker at the bottom than it is at the top. How's that? Yeah, that looks alright. Good! Sehr gut! Sehr good! Yeah! I haven't done this little bit at the bottom because this is, I'm probably going to either find a piece of wood or use a piece of cardboard to stick along here. And I need to make that textured. I wanted to use texture paste, but I don't know where my texture paste is. I found my glaze earlier, but my texture paste is not in the box where it would normally be. So I'll have to find that. Ooh! hang on a minute. What I do have is Snowtex. That'll do, won't it? Yeah, that'll do the job. Okay, where's that lolly stick I had earlier? I had a lolly stick and I said, ooh, I need to hang on to that. Where would I have put it? In my tool drawer. Is that where I would have put my lolly stick? No. Apparently not. Oh, it is. Crikey. Are you impressed? I am. Oh, I'm loving these cubes. They're so easy to use. Ooh, hangnail. Ouch. Okay. So, Snowtex. I've never used this before. It was sent to me by Deco Art last year. Never used it. Not really sure how to use it. Let's just double check what we're supposed to do. Apply with a brush, sponge, palette knife or other tool to create realistic dimensional effects such as snow, stucco, terrain, etc. Adheres to all surfaces, can be thinned with water, tinted with acrylics, dries permanently hard in 12 to 15 hours. Heavier build-up requires longer drying time, water cleanup. Okay then. This is not easy to apply with brush. Water cleanup. Ha! Let's use a brush. Okay. I think this will be much. Ooh, it's like marshmallow. Look, it's like marshmallow. It's like marshmallow fluff, and it's about as easy to paint with actually. So this should be entertaining. I'm trying to get it on the tip of my brush to get it. Ah, there we go. Oh, I don't have the patience for this. Nil patience, nil patience. This is annoying already. Whose stupid idea was this, eh? It just looks like white acrylic paint. It's not even textured. Realistic snow. My backside. You water it down with water and it turns into gesso. That's not snow. It's certainly not textured. And it's really hard to pick up. I'm not impressed with this. My Derwent texture paste is much better. It's really messy as well. Nope, not impressed with this. Which of you had this stupid idea? I blame you. I suppose it does kind of look like a joss stick. Kinda. Better off just sticking a joss stick on it. Ooh. Now there's an idea. I could do that, couldn't I? I could just stick a joss stick on. Or make one out of paper clay or something. Yeah, I'm not impressed with that at all. It's rubbish. I can't even see how you would get it to apply to make texture, because as soon as you put it on with anything, it goes flat. So how would you make texture unless you literally dolloped it on like super thick? I can't imagine how you would. Like literally, if you put it on like cement, like a trowel, like that, then maybe. But you can't even get it to stick to anything, so it's not coming off the thing to stick to the surface. That's marginally better, but who has this kind of patience? I mean, come on. Do I have this kind of patience? Hell no. Might be okay for kids' crafts if you literally want to just dump a whole load of it on, but man, this is tedious. No, it just doesn't want to sticks to all surfaces, my backside. Nope, don't have that kind of patience, I'm sorry. That's going, well, it's not going in the bin because I'm sure somebody will use it, but it won't be me. Yeah, I don't know where my proper texture paste is. My proper texture paste is so much better because it goes on thin and builds up in layers. That doesn't even go on. No. Be better off with a thick coat of gesso than that. I don't know why I keep looking back there. It's definitely not there. It's meant for ceramic trees. Oh, you mean like 3D stuff? Well, it says it adheres to anything. I bet it would be awesome for like children's cards or something like that, where you just want to dump a whole load on it. But it, you know, I mean, if you used it on that snowman, a pre-built snowman, how is that any different to putting it on there? Nope, don't have time for that kind of messing about. If you can get it to work, it's quite nice, but it's really hard to get it to work. I don't want to have to fight my art materials. Shouldn't have to. I will find my texture paste, my proper texture paste, and use that. Just trying to think where I could have put it. Oh God, this place is such a mess. Speaking of which, I better go and grab some food. Let's tidy up first, put everything back. I love being able to put everything back within reach. Oh my God, why didn't I do this sooner? Clear storage cubes are the best thing in the world. I love these things. They are awesome. I can use that in my Halloween journal. So that can go on. Can go there for now. Oh, I'll put that in my little box there. I have bits to be sorted out, and then I'll remember to put it in the right box. Check this out. Check me out clearing up my desk before I leave it for the day. Check it out, guys. Oh yeah. This is what happens when everything's within reach, you see. I actually do clear up. Oops. That can go in there as well. So can they, because they need to go back over into those drawers. over there. That needs to be in there as well. That can go in the bin. That needs to go back over on my other table with my pencil case stuff. That can stay here. That can stay there. That's going over there. My journal's going over there. Ugh. My phone, my purse and my other phone. My scissors need to go back in my pot. That can go on there. And that's my journals going in my tray. Ooh, stay. Got a clear desk, guys. My desk is clear. The rest of the room looks like the hoarders moved in, but my desk is clear. Look, not even kidding. Call that empty space. Right. So that's it for today. I'm going to, I think, watered down heavy gloss gel for this will bring out the colours with a little bit of pencil to bring out the dimension. Heavy gloss gel for this, and maybe one coat on this once I've finished, just to get that glassine look. Same here. Paper clay. I'm going to do paper clay for the candle and then wax over the top of the paper clay. That little screw-on thingy there. I'm going to put my texture paste on here. Oh, it's just... Honestly, you know what this is? It's gesso with sand in it. That's literally what it is, gesso with sand in. I could have made that myself. Anyway. Piece of cardboard or something similar along here to look like wood. I might see if I can find a strip of wood that I can cut to the right size and stick on. Oh, you know what? If I'd thought about it, what I could have done was painted all this down to the bottom and then put a piece of wood sticking out so it literally was a shelf. Like, put a piece of wood on the bottom here like this, so it was literally a shelf. And then I could have put other stuff in front of it. Why didn't I think of that before? I suppose I could still do it. I could just stick it across there. Screw through the back. Might be better actually, because then it wouldn't pull down. It would have more stability. Okay, that might be what we do then. If I can find a piece of wood, just a little bit, just a lip, like a 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch square batten. What my dad used to call a paint stirring stick. Something like that. To stick across there. And make a shelf. And then we can actually put stuff on the shelf. Like little tchotchke type things. Obviously I'm not going to use these because they're my favourite earrings at the moment, but you know, you could actually have something 3D like that sitting on the shelf, couldn't you? Oh, I'm so excited. This is so much fun. Right, I'm going to leave it there, take a photo of this and put it up, and then next class is Thursday afternoon. Yes. Arty class. When Frogs Sing 2017, I think. No, go away. I don't want information. Yeah. Share your, if you're working on projects, share your projects. Feel free to share your project in the group if you want to, Cody. You're more than welcome to. Because you are doing it as part of the Halloween Chronicles. So if you want to share it, you're more than welcome. Right. I will see you again soon. Au revoir.